All right, guys. My name is Pia. I'm Mechanic Dad. So I'm here to give you guys a little bit of a freebie for all my late 90s, early 2000s Toyota enjoyers. You guys know who you are. 20 years, won't buy a new car. 200,000 miles, still rocking it. It's a great car, these Toyotas. But we're going to talk about evap systems. Okay, this thing, this is the charcoal canister. So just a brief breakdown on evap. The evap system is just to capture the gas fumes from the gas tank while the car is sitting, so that it doesn't escape to the atmosphere. Because the EPA doesn't like that, right? It's hydrocarbons. This is usually where all the fumes go. This is where it's stored. And on the early 2000s, late 90s Toyotas, really reliable cars, but we're starting to see a lot of them have this issue. You're going to get a code called a p0440 or a variant, a p0442, 441, and it's not going to affect the way your car drives, because the evap system, it doesn't really impede performance. It doesn't, it's not going to cause your car to stall, but you won't be able to pass smog, and this is the problem. So what we usually do when we start this diag, we check all the basics. We check the gas cap, we check all the vacuum lines, we kind of go through, because if you think about it, you got this big bladder, it's a gas tank, you got all this stuff that sends fuel to the engine, to your injectors, and then you got all this other stuff that sends the return fuel back, and then you have these vacuum lines that help you prevent fumes from escaping. And then your gas cap, your filler neck, all that other stuff is a part of this system too. So if you're diagnosing this p0440, you have a late 90s Toyota and early 2000s, because they use that same system. The Corollas, the MRS, the MR2 Spiders, the Camrys, Highlanders, RAV4s. On RAV4s, this is actually in the engine bay. You're gonna find that if you check all the basics, I'm just gonna tell you guys, this thing right here, 90% of the time is the fault. And you see all these little sensors and these switches here, the vacuum switching valves. Usually these things go out, or usually because this thing is so old that the charcoal deteriorates. It's been soaking fuel. You guys that like to keep adding fuel, clicking the filler after it stops, stop doing it. You're gonna fill this thing up with fuel, and then it's gonna start deteriorating the charcoal because it's oversaturated. So you'll start having issues like this one, where all this stuff just starts falling out of it, right? This charcoal. So most of the time, after you've done your basics, this is the problem. And it's such a common thing that Dorman makes a solution. And just buy the whole assembly. It comes with new valves, new vacuum diaphragms. You don't even need to diagnose it. You've done the other stuff. You checked all your basics. It's this. Now, if you do this and it gets really bad, then call me at the shop. But this is it. This is the freebie here. 90s, late 90s Toyotas, early 2000s, charcoal canister. Very common. Do a lot of them. Usually Dorman, your AutoZone, or Riley, they'll have this. All right, guys. I'll do more of these as we cover more things. I'm going to cover a lot more subjects. And then I'll talk to you guys in the next video. All right.